All right, Algebra 1 students, this is a video. We're going to be going over some constructions, and the construction we're going to be looking at first is, whoa, that is not what I meant to do. Let's do this. Bisecting, and I hope you're taking notes at home. These are going to be some great notes. You're going to want to see what it is I'm taking notes on, though, in the video. So there it is. Bisecting segments. So in the last video, we did copying a segment. This is bisecting a segment. And bi, the prefix bi means two. And the root word sect means cut. So when we're talking about bisecting a segment, we're talking about cutting it into two pieces. And it's essential that the two pieces we're cutting it into are the same length. Bisecting, cutting it into the same size. So a segment bisector is a line that divides a segment into two halves. Could be a line segment or a line. A line that divides a segment, like even further. Sorry, that's as far as I can zoom in, yeah. Thanks for asking, though. Thanks for making a request. I'm sorry I can't fulfill it. Into two halves. Oh, am I? All right, so that is a segment bisector. It could be a line. It can actually be a point, a segment, a ray that divides a segment into two equal pieces. When you do this, the bisector lands on the midpoint. So I'll show you what that looks like when we do the construction. But the midpoint is a point that divides a segment into two equal parts. And is the halfway point on the given line segment. Okay, so let's suppose that we have some line, and it is, or a line segment rather, it is line segment AB, and as long as it's true that this side is equal to this side, then that is a segment bisector. And it's important that then if we think about this point right here as point C, this side is congruent to that side. So we would say segment AC is congruent to segment BC. Or we could say CB, either one, but BC I think is a nice way of looking at that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to construct a segment. We're going to bisect a line segment. So here we have our construction tool. And I'm going to start with 2 points. label them A and B, and connect them with a line. So now we have line segment AB. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a point C anywhere off of that line. And it's probably going to be easier if it's not over here outside of, it's in between the two, it will be easier. So let's do like right there, and we'll call that point C. That is step 2. Well, step 1, sort of. Now we're going to make a circle where, because C is further away from point B, we're going to put the center of our compass on point B, and we're going to take the other end and stretch it out to C there, just like that. And we are going to lock it in place and make a circle. Just like that. That is step 2. Step 3 is we're going to do the same size circle, but with the center at point A. And now what we've done is we've created these 2 points of intersection right here and here. If your circles do not intersect, then you probably started with the shorter length instead of the longer length, and that would be a problem. So you want to make sure that your circles intersect. Okay, now I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna move it out of the way. If we need it a little bit, it'll be up there. It'll probably show up here because that's what it does. And yep, there you go. And now I'm gonna put points right here, the point of intersection. And I'm going to make it kind of big. And here is the point of intersection. And I'm going to label those 2 points D and E. D and E. And the next step here will be to connect those with a straight edge. So the straight edge, like I said, I don't really love the way the straight edge works. So, well, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. See if I can make it line up well enough. Looks like it needs to be rotated just a little bit that way. And that looks like it goes right through. So we'll get this, and needs to be switched. And now we can draw the line going right through those 2 points. And that is the segment that's bisecting. And there are actually a couple things we've done here. So this line or line segment, I could make it a line by saying it goes on forever, like that. So line DE bisects line segment AB so that this side over here and this side are congruent. And this point right here in the middle is the midpoint of line segment AB. It's also true that the line that with these 2 lines intersect at a 90-degree angle. So this is actually a perpendicular bisector to line segment AB. So we've done a bunch of things here. We found the midpoint. We created a bisector to line segment AB. It's a perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular meaning it intersects at a 90-degree angle. So that is our second video for a construction, the perpendicular bisector. Any questions before we end the video here? All right. The steps are in your 1.02 on page 5 of 10.